Fairbank. Carver Fairbank. Short King here, ready to blow off heads and torture Turians. Too soon. And I'm part of the group with all the ends. 7 of them. I bet you didn't see that coming, but it's actually been. For more spot-on impressions of my teammates, stay tuned to I Should Roll.
A podcast by the Intergalactic Improv Initiative.
Ride of the Valkyrie, Episode 8, Motia's Folly. Featuring the voices of Hans Cummings, Shay Grové, Chase Hutchison, Hunter LaPaglia, J.D. Kelly, Leah Ryan, and creator Kaya Renwick. Sometimes, when we listen, we are led into places we do not expect, and into adventures we do not always understand. I Should Roll. Last time on Ride of the Valkyrie, the crew of the Valkyrie got back together and went to visit Mordin at his clinic in Gozu District. The good doctor has just agreed to trade information for information, and has sent them back to the Barrows to find out what is plaguing the poorest denizens of Omega.
March 15th, 2184. Terran Universal Coordinated Calendar. Omega Nebula. Sarabaric System. Omega. Gozu District. Mordin's Clinic.
We found the bodies in the Barrows, so I guess we gotta go deeper into the Barrows.
The cave. We could go to the cave. Cave's gonna go boom.
Question is, do we meet up with your lady first, or do we go up there now?
I don't know. She seemed really patient and not in a hurry to talk to us. You know, Mordin, is doing really good work, right? So we should probably help him first. That's the reason.
Well, what does she want to talk to you about? Is it important?
Well, she didn't exactly say, but considering that she did kill 3 individuals who were trying to kill us, it'd be a bit courteous.
We don't have to talk about that. We don't want to.
Sure. To put it lightly, she got us out of a tough situation. I would like some answers.
Oh, I really don't want to say split the party, but but we could. I think it's better if we all stay together.
You were in a tough situation while this one was imbibing Rincall in Afterlife? That seems so wrong.
Wait, excuse me, you were doing what? I thought you were in the Barrows. What were y'all doing? Y'all, sorry. let me redo that.
Been hanging out with me too much?
No, my meta level, my southern came out a little bit. Hold on. I'm just gonna restart that line. All right. Excuse me. What were you doing? I thought you were in the Barrows the whole time.
Now.
Well, we thought you were safe on the ship.
Safe? We left for an emergency alert. Why would you think it was safe? You were at the strip club while we were in a gunfight?
Not the entire time.
Now, to be fair, Gratch had to work.
Yes, indeed. Watch this video. And I play the playback of Gratch dancing for Arya.
Oh my god, that's the video! Carver's just gonna glance down at the video, look back up at everybody. The helmet's gonna go opaque, and he's just gonna be just shaking his head, just stern face, really? But
Gratch is admiring. Gratch has some moves.
As the video comes to an end, you notice that Mordin has come over and is watching as well. And as it finishes, he says, "Impressive form." And then
It's
returns to
better
his
than
work.
acting, for sure.
Yeah, who's average now?
Who's average now? Fuck.
And as he returns to his work, he says, would recommend practicing your communication skills. Important for groups of mercenary work.
What's wrong with communication skills?
Yeah, we're communicating. What do you mean?
In all fairness, I think only a few of us here actually trained mercenaries.
A few? Like what?
This one gives tours of museums.
Ah, well, important distinction. Carry on.
It's gonna take us a while to get up to the Barrows. Let's mosey.
We can have some more Rincall, and maybe I'll get more in my mouth this time.
To be fair, it might only be an hour or two stop at Afterlife. I don't know how big of a dent that's going to make in our investigating in the Barrows. So I think we could probably stop at Afterlife and see what this woman has to say. Who knows, maybe she can help us. She seems pretty dang helpful, doesn't she, Carver?
I'd say that remains to be seen, but I mean, clearly very capable, but not quite sure whose side she's on, so to speak. I wouldn't count on.
Bean seems uncomfortable with the thought of interacting with this woman again. Perhaps waiting would be more preferable in this instance.
If y'all want to go, we you just tear the Band-Aid off, I guess. I don't know.
Are you injured?
I love that Zin knows what a Band-Aid is.
Not that kind of Band-Aid, but thanks for the thought.
We could flip a credit.
I mean, that's as good a solution as any. My concern is for the people starving on the top floor of this place. This lady doesn't seem to have given you any reason to meet up with her just yet. Only curiosity's sake. And maybe repaying a favor.
But I'm all out of Varen meat. We could go back and get Blast House. For the hungry people.
There are markets on Omega. You guys could buy food on your way there.
But we don't have any money.
We've just been paid.
I've got some money now.
The Solarian just paid us 5,000 credits.
How many Varen meats is that?
2.
Oh, that won't be enough.
Just portion controlling Gratch.
Did you say we had to message that lady to meet up with them? Could we message them to meet us someplace else?
We could try. I don't really know that she seems like the type to, try stuff on. But if that's what you guys want to do, I mean, we could... I'm not going to write that message, but I support y'all.
That tells me everything I need to know. If you don't even want to send them a message to meet someplace else, they sound like slightly dangerous kind of folk.
I would say that's accurate.
We're all dangerous folk, Kache. You're a mercenary.
I am a mercenary.
But he's an alive mercenary.
That's right. And there's people up there dying that shouldn't be dying. And that's more my concern than some strange lady I ain't never met.
If you're scared, Kache, it's okay. Gratch is strongest. Gratch will protect you.
Thanks.
This one knows Blasto would help the people in need. Therefore, this one will help the people in need.
Okay, why don't we go to the Barrows first, do as much as we can, and if we end up at a dead point, a dead end, we go back to Afterlife. At the very least, we can speak to Arya and see if she has anything else for us. And maybe we meet this mystery Rose Garden person.
Off to the Barrows, then.
The Barrows.
You all trek back up to the Barrows. And you find, once again, the encampment. And Carver and Bean, this is your first time seeing it. It is a very ramshackle slum arrangement of lean-to shelters made out of scraps, campfires in small barrels and things like that. A general air of utter misery. These are the tunnels where people go when they literally have nothing left, and Omega is already the place where you go if you have nothing left. This is not a pleasant place to be, by any means. Although the denizens there do, they perk up a little bit when they see you guys coming, because they recognize most of you, and it's not often that people come back to the Barrows. Now, I will ask if you guys made any stops on your way there, because as I mentioned, there are markets on the way, so you could pick things up if you so desired.
Should probably do that. Pick up some food.
Yeah, can we pick up some cheap food that will keep? Like if there was the equivalent of like...
Yeah, for sure.
Tinned goods that have a long shelf life, that kind of thing. Obviously not tin because they don't have they may not have access to a can opener, but that kind of like prepackaged something that's gonna sustain them,
like Blastos.
You guys can quite easily pick up some like varying medium to low quality food. I mean, it's Omega, nothing is particularly high quality. You probably pick up some
like Blastos.
You probably could find cast-off MREs from various races. There's alliance, there's hierarchy, there's a little bit of everything. You can find whatever you want. And so basically, I will say that any of that will run you probably like 25 credits a serving.
Don't Tarians and Quarians eat? They can't eat Varan meat, can they?
No, they cannot. That's correct. If you get Turian or hierarchy MREs. And yes, you can buy nutrient paste. Quarian nutrient paste.
Even if I could, I don't know that I would.
Bean has can openers on her fingers.
It's true. Any Turian does, as long as they haven't been de-taloned or if they don't keep them sharp.
Kache turns to the rest of you and says, How much of these credits should we spend on food for these people?
We got 5,000.
We have.
Which is also the amount that you agreed to pay Cypher up front, and I don't know if anybody actually marked down who paid that. If anyone did. Or if you just put it on Zin's black card.
I thought we talked him down on that, or her down on that.
You talked her down from like 30 grand.
It did go on the museum's credit card, I believe.
Spend no expense.
Love it. Okay.
1,000 credits would buy 40 meals, which is probably more than we can carry.
No, Gratch is strong.
I mean, they're MREs. They're in crates.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than Zyn could carry.
That sounds like good to me. Anybody else got any reservations?
So, 1,000, we have 5,000, make 40 times 5 is like 2,000 rations.
It's gonna be like, wow, Gratch's math is strongest too, and then it was not.
Yeah, I was almost surprised. Wait a minute, are you actually a savant?
All the working is there, but the result still wrong. I get 1,000 credits worth of, dextro rations or multi-species rations.
Mix thereof. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, you pick up 1,000 credits worth of mixed rations, including a reasonable number of dextro, either Quarian nutrient paste or Turian MRE, stuff like that. And so when you arrive in the Barrows, yes, people are initially a little bit interested to see you. You see the Asari that Titoh you spoke with. She's still there with her Quarian friend, and she looks up. And then those who notice that you have a crate, the mood kind of shifts to suspicion and sort of nervousness. Like, why are people... Okay, interesting that people are coming back. What are they bringing with them? That's a little bit off-putting.
Don't worry, everybody. The crate won't go boom. Gratch promise. Gratch honor.
Funnily enough, this does not assuage anybody.
No.
I want to kind of lean over to Kache, who I assume is also the one carrying the crate.
I would have probably asked Gratch to help me carry the crate. But yes.
How much of the crate are you carrying? What is
I'm guessing with all the rations inside, there's a reasonable box size thing, and there'll be a handle on either side, and me and Gratch can kind of like take one handle each and kind of jauntily waddle along with a. I'm thinking like wooden crate with rope handles on either side.
I'll race you.
Kache, is it smart to give out food if we think maybe this sickness is caused by something in food?
Well, my thought is if they're eating this food, they ain't eating whatever's killing them.
That's a good point. Okay, yeah.
Here. And I open up the crate and pull out like 10 rations and give 10 to Bean. And I pull out another 10 and give it to Carver. Another 10 for Titoh, and another 10 for... Well, I go to hand them to Zin, and then go, oh, sorry. And give Zin like 2.
This one has more than 2 tentacles.
I give Zin as many as their tentacles can carry. I'm guessing like 6. And 1 for the gun. Like, I don't know. And I go to give the rest out and say to Gratch, guard the box.
Gratch guard it with his life.
Okay, I would like a group persuasion roll of however you're going to convince these people that you are not trying to poison them. I'm presuming that will be charm, but you can roll however you want.
Gratch is very good at intimidate.
I bet he is. Okay, what are people getting?
I got 22.
I rolled a 2.
Oh no. 11.
A 9.
No.
You'd think literally giving away food would be easier.
Nat 20. It's either a crit fail or a crit success. I'm one or the other.
Okay, I will double weight Carver's crit success, because that's usually how crit successes work, which means we end up with an average of 17. Congratulations, you, mostly thanks to Titoh and Carver's social skills, managed to distribute the rations reasonably well without people thinking you're trying to kill them. And you were soon treated to the crinkling of MRE wrappers as people get their little crackers out and things like that. They're all eating. Do you guys want to talk to any of them? Alternatively, the fabled hum tunnel is just across the cave.
Can Kache explain to both Bean and Carver where the bodies were that we picked them up? And we point to the far end of this section of the caving and where the bodies were. And there were other bodies there, which I presume are still there, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep. Nothing has changed since when you guys came.
We think they came from this away, and there's a strange, hum in the air, and people don't like going down these tunnels, which I'm guessing means they're kind of dangerous, but that seems to be the way to go.
As I recall, you guys also heard from particularly the Asari that Tito's talked to, that the people who came back from there, they started acting a little strange. Anything electrical that they had on them, which is not a lot of people have electrical devices up here, but if anybody did have an Omni tool or anything else, it tended to short out.
Is the hum only audible, or can we feel it as well?
Well, that would be a perception check.
Question. does having subvocals make you more in tune to hums?
I would like you to choose whether you would like to roll a perception at advantage or with a +5.
I rolled an 18.
I rolled at advantage. I got a natural 20, guys.
Yes!
Let's go!
Let's go!
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so Bean has a nat 20, Carver had a dirty 20, Titoh had an 18.
I got a dirty 20.
Filthy little 20.
16.
Roleplay wise, Kache doesn't care if he's hearing it or feeling it. He's just going to go after it, so I'm not going to roll.
Okay, sounds good.
Guys, I know what's in the cave. There's a Reaper Destroyer, like I told you.
As you are approaching the hum tunnel, Bean, you start feeling quite ill. The way Turian ears and subvocal frequency, hearing those subvocal frequencies work, you essentially have extremely fine, like, even the cilia inside ears are extremely fine to begin with, but for Turians it's even more so, and they're conductive, they're extra conductive, they have metal in them, so you can hear things at extreme frequencies on the low end, and yeah, what you hear as you approach, and like as you've been coming up here, it's not a nice place, and you've probably been feeling kind of not to begin with. But as you get in line with this tunnel, yeah, you feel sick to your stomach. The overwhelming feeling that you get is, well, there's actually a lot of things going on. So you hear it's like. It's almost like down that tunnel, there is a huge crowd of people all communicating subvocally. And what is primarily communicated through subvocals is emotion. Turians can communicate in full sentences subvocally, but from the time they're a few weeks old until the time they die, the primary communication is emotion. And so you are getting what like you would get from a stadium full of people, and none of the emotions are good. There's panic, there's anger, there's sorrow, there's and they're all mushing together, and it's not loud, but it is constant, and yeah, it's overwhelming and sickening to you as you approach the mouth of this cavern. So that's what Bean's dealing with right now. Zin, you feel as you get close enough to this tunnel entrance, it reminds you of very deep currents in the ocean. Deep currents that are warm where it should be cold. And there is an energy that you feel drifting over and around your protoplasm on the air that you're not used to. It's not a good feeling, and it's not one that you're used to feeling in air. You've felt it in water before, and it is the feeling of there is a huge electrical storm above the water. And that is the time when, if you are a smart Hanar, you get down lower. You get away from that extra current. Carver, your ears hurt, even through the helmet. You also feel a little bit ill. You don't hear anything, but it's almost like there's like a buzzing in your back teeth that feels very disquieting. Yeah, you feel a little bit dizzy for a second. Titoh, you got an 18. You can hear this very faint hum, you think? Maybe? It sort of reminds you of the sound that you hear if you go up to the very top of Nadaria City, really, really close to where the electrical wires come through, from the turbines that are attached to the ocean elevator that will take you up to the surface. Oh, Gratch, remind me what you got.
16.
16. For you, Gratch, it feels like there's sort of like this very slight rumbling in the ground. And it makes you think of times on Heshtok where there's been an earthquake, and it's not been close enough that you need to actually do anything about it, but it was a far enough ways away and big enough that you would probably be like, there's going to be some shit over there from people who didn't make it through the earthquake, and I should go find out. There's your info dump. What are you guys doing with it?
The Reaper's still there.
Oh, it hurts. I think I'm gonna be sick.
I'm gonna go over to Bean, and can I roll like medicine or something? Because they seem like they're the worst off. Think. Or should I roll a perception for that? To see.
I think with Bean openly saying, I think I'm gonna be sick, I think you're good. And yes, you can absolutely do a medicine or first aid check or whatever you wish.
Okay. I will do so. 24.
You've been around the block often enough, you know the signs of nausea and sonic overwhelm in Turians. It does happen every once in a while. Does Titoh go to concerts? Would Titoh go to a concert?
Yeah.
Okay. You've been to concerts with mosh pits?
Yeah, I'll mosh.
And you've seen Turians who've been up in the and having like the best time, and then there's like a frequency that tweaks in the subwoofer, and they just turn this sickly shade of like aqua blue and are very, very soon puking their guts out. You've seen this before. It's not pleasant. And I don't like this. This is not a job for Metagel. This would be a job for like the Turian equivalent of Ginger. So I have no idea, but with a 24, I would think that you happen to have something on you that would do that.
Yeah. It's say that I do. I can whip something out of my pack. Some concoction, witch's brew, and a bean. Sit down for a minute and put your head between your knees. Just trust me. And I'll get my water canteen thing and mix together a couple of ingredients for my first aid kit and try to make it taste good, adding some... Do Turians like sugar or something like that?
In the EOTA verse, the Turian equivalent of coffee is called Rilka, and they salt it instead of sugaring it. So I would probably go with salt instead.
Ah, okay. I will put a little salt in it just to make it a little bit more palatable because it's a little bit gross. And...
Thank you.
Hand it to you, Bean.
Thank you, Titoh.
Drink this. It'll probably make you feel better.
If I haven't mentioned it already, I really don't like Omega.
I'll mention it.
Not my favorite place.
What seems to be the problem?
It is most unsettling here.
You hear it too?
This one can feel it. It is like the deep ocean underneath a terrible storm.
Sounds like an ocean of screams. I can't explain it. It doesn't sound good.
Perhaps there is this mystical Reaper thing that Gratch so fervently believes is in the tunnel.
I killed it once. I'll kill it again.
You'll need to tell me that story sometime, Gratch.
So I know you had said that Carver, like, he can feel it even through the helmet. So I'm assuming the helmet is helping dampen at least a little bit. Would I be able to offer my helmet to Bean to see if that helps, like, dampen it out, or is that not going to fit now?
No. Mm-mm.
I figured, but yeah.
Not a chance. Those mandibles, man, they get in the way. Even though an AFAB Turian doesn't have the fringe, that ain't gonna happen.
Do you want Gratch's wig to cover your ears?
No, Gratch, but you look real pretty. I wouldn't take that from you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Is it sound? Is it audio? Is it something I'm not hearing?
It's sound. It's pain. It's like
when you're a Turian, if you've ever been in a nursery with baby Turians, there's a sound that they make when they're crying and when they're hungry, or where they don't know where their parents are, and it's like that sound, but there's so much of it. I've never heard anything like that.
Wait, so you're saying it sounds intelligent or emotional rather than just electrical?
Like Turians, we don't. Before we can speak, we communicate with. I guess for you, it doesn't sound like anything, but for us, it just sounds. You can hear what they're feeling, and it's like that, but it doesn't sound good, and it sounds. I can't tell you what it sounds like because I need to stop focusing on it, or I'm really gonna be sick. I'm so sorry.
Just keep drinking the medicine.
Based upon Bean's description,
Yes.
and maybe knowing about Turian biology, the subatomic frequencies and versus audible sound, is this something that is it just audio, like sound waves, audio waves, or is there more to it than that? Can I figure that out? What do I need to roll to figure that out?
That's a really, really good question.
I can give you the meta reason why, if that helps in terms of discerning.
Sure. Yep. That might. Yep. Can't hurt.
Kache is wondering if he thinks this is purely audio that he is not hearing the frequencies of, that others are more equipped to hear. Can we fight audio with audio by drowning out the sound of what is causing them discomfort by getting like some sheet of corrugated iron and smacking it loud repeatedly like a war drum?
Or we could scream.
Or we could scream, yeah, or we could sing.
It'd be like holding like a tuning fork.
Well, along those lines, we could create a tone in our Omni tools that would cancel out the sound.
Vi, play ASMR.
Don't the Omni tools short out?
Oh.
So, if your descriptions were right, you described something different to all of us, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. So that's what she's experiencing, but we're all experiencing something slightly different.
But nobody else has told Kache that, so he doesn't know that.
But Kache is experiencing something different.
Kache is experiencing nothing.
History. Give me a history roll to see how likely you think this would be.
I roll a 14. Do I have any skill in history? It seems unlikely, but you never know. I have nothing in history, so it'd be 14, flat 14.
It seems like a good idea, but you're honestly not sure. So yes, it's anybody's guess. That might work. Like, the theory behind it makes sense. But yeah, and yes, I would think that Kache would probably know, based on his 90 whatever years in the galaxy, that Turians do hear and communicate in subvocals.
In that case, can Kache go over to one of the shanty houses that seems either no longer in use or not being currently used, and see if there's a piece of sheet steel or iron or something like that?
Yeah, sure. I won't even make you
go further away from the group.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to go the direction of the tunnel, but further away from everybody else, so the crashing isn't going to deafen them by being right next to them.
Okay.
And sort of shout out, "Does this help?" And then with my hammer, start pounding that war drum.
Now I get to decide what that does.
I know.
Would it potentially allow them to roll like a resolve check or an endurance or something like that to help fight against the effect?
That's right, we have a resolve skill. I forgot we had a resolve skill. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, actually, yeah. So I will say, the Kache's banging does not lessen the effect for any of you, but it does pull your focus from it. And so, yes, I will say that those of you who wish to go ahead and roll Resolve, and that'll give you some idea of how much you are able to break your focus.
I think it helped, because I have a 19. So thank you, Kache. It puts a little smile, like it's a weak smile, because I'm not feeling great, but it puts a little smile on Bean's face, for sure.
Gratch got a 6.
I also rolled a 19.
Okay, so Gratch and Titoh, it doesn't really affect you guys. It still bothers you about the same amount. But Zyn and Carver and Bean, you find yourselves much more able to at least put it to the back of your mind. So you're still aware of it. Your perception of it has not changed, but your mental focus on it has shifted.
Zin's body will subtly, the colors will kind of shift in the same concert with the hum. Like there'll be like a little glow that kind of flickers, or kind of not really keeping time, but
I will add to that with a little bit of extra world building and say that Zin's bioluminescence, as it sort of attunes to this hum, the colors become muted but more turbulent.
Can I perceive this about myself?
That's a really good question. I would say that you remember how drinking or imbibing the Rinkhall felt. This gives you sort of the same feeling, but almost like the inverse. So where the Rinkhall made everything overly sharp, focused, surreal, this is sort of almost like the world is sort of like turning in on itself. And you become... Actually, roll me an insight check.
8.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
You actually... So the longer this happens, and the more you put this in the back of your mind, the more you start to feel rigid type of discomfort that it feels familiar, but you can't yet place why.
This one is reminded of the description this one's friend Marto Tuni gave when Marto imbibed rancid Drell hallucinogenic oils. They described it as the enstiffening. It was most unpleasant.
Are you guys staying outside of the tunnel, or are you going in?
I'm going in.
I'm with you, Kache.
I'm going in, no matter how shaky the ground is.
I hand what's left of the bottle to Titoh. I'm just... Thanks. And, it didn't taste that bad. So, whatever you did to it, thanks.
Crap tons of salt.
I quite like crap tons of salt, it turns out. So, thanks.
Welcome.
I'll follow along with the group, but I'm going to stick kind of close to B to keep an eye on.
I lean over briefly and I just go, Poncho! Poncho! And give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, Carver's going to turn and, the helmet's opaque now, and she's going to wink and...
Poncho gang.
Poncho.
Hunter. Opaque means you can't see through it. Transparent means you can.
Oh, I thought... Oh, no.
It's the other way around.
I was thinking like the setting. Like, man.
So if it is opaque, you can't see.
Apologies.
If it's not opaque, you can.
I love
That's
the
okay.
idea that Carver winks thinking that we can see it. Fully.
No. It's hilarious, but no. I meant the other way. I'm just...
To be fair, I always mix up opaque and I always think opaque sounds like it should mean transparent. Like there's something in my brain that thinks, I always have to go, nope, and manually switch the meaning in my head.
Other way around, yeah.
Because I was thinking like when you're messing with something like Photoshop or whatever, when you're
Opacity.
lowering the opacity. I was thinking like the setting, so that's where my mind was. But that,
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I would actually like to know what marching order is, please.
Gratch in front.
I'm a bit behind him. I need to keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't explode anything.
Oh, promises.
Well, as I'm trying to bash this steel to keep the audio at bay, I guess I could go with Gratch and like side by side and lead the battle drum first.
Okay, so Gratch and Kache in front, Titoh's a little bit behind, and then Zyn and Bean and Carver. It's a wide tunnel. Y'all don't have to go single file. It's wide. I just kind of want a rough idea of what order you guys are going in.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear.
All right, so you are headed into the tunnel. It is quite large. Many of the tunnels that you went through to get here to the Barrows were smaller, winding, and it is still laced with Ezo. Do any of you have lights going as you're walking, or just the lights on your hard suits? Like, what are we walking by? Because there are no artificial light sources down here. This is just a natural rock tunnel.
Does anyone have dark vision? Is that a thing?
I don't even have eyes, so I...
So how do you see? Or do you not see?
Good question.
It's...
BioWare didn't answer
it's
that.
space magic.
BioWare. Are they lubricated? BioWare, how do they see?
Questions for BioWare, let's go.
Hunter, you're being very patient. Yes.
I don't know if this works, because I don't, again, limited Mass Effect game knowledge. Do the helmets that like M7 wear, do they have like headlamps on them or no?
You could probably get a model with headlights.
Cool. Can we retroactively say I did that?
JD looks like he's got a thought, and JD's thoughts are always good to listen to.
With the mercenary armor I would have on, there would be the hard suit lights as running lights and things, so that I think that's fine. But I would think that with N7, that like they get like military hardware, right? And things like attachments on rifles and stuff typically would have like torches, I would guess. So I would think that whatever assault rifle, a rifle, shotgun, sniper rifle, whatever, would have like a light that you would activate next to the trigger kind of thing.
That tracks.
Yeah, I also think that typically in the ME games, you usually have a flashlight. Like in most FPS shooters, you have a flashlight button. I think in Mass Effect, it sort of automatically comes on, and they don't really tell you what it's attached to. My bet, probably it works on your Omni tool.
Oh yeah.
Probably most folks would have a flashlight or a torch for, our lovely London friend on their Omni tool.
Like a Pip-Boy.
Do we all have Omni tools, or just Biotic? Or is that just a tech thing?
Oh no, everybody. I mean, you don't have to have an Omni tool, but pretty much everyone would. They're pretty ubiquitous.
It's like the cell phone of the galaxy.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot without an Omni tool, in general. Yeah. So yeah, is anybody turning on their flashlights?
Yes, but to dim, just enough to see a few. Yeah, I don't want it to alert any creepy things that were coming. On a look.
I mean, I'm hammering
sure.
a sheet of metal. I think we're gonna be.
That's true. I did forget about that one. Slight.
Subtlety's gone.
Never mind.
Yeah, I kind of think
Never
subtlety's
mind.
gone.
Visibility first. Let's go.
It's like bang! I roll a stealth check. Bang!
Bang! Bang! Bang! Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you know that the Omni tool had a light function? This one has literally never used it.
But you don't have eyes.
Although, I mean, Zyn, you light up.
True. You are your own torch.
Can I light up enough to illuminate the entire tunnel?
I feel like you might need to consume the Hanar equivalent of caffeine to do that to that extent. But I feel like Zyn would make a good nightlight at the very least.
I could start singing show tunes and flash in the.
Oh, I love that.
So whenever Gratch wakes up from a nightmare, I'm gonna wake up Zyn to go lie by him.
I need Zyn
As a
in the
nightlight.
Slumber Party episode.
Yeah,
so
the Slumber
badly.
Party episode.
Titoh,
Oh my
told you
God.
it was a secret. Now Titoh and Gratch is scared of the dark.
Zen won't tell anybody. It's okay.
But you just did.
Zen won't tell anybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But thank you. Nightlight would be nice.
Aw. After this charming bit of conversation, as you guys are walking down the creepy ass tunnel with your lights swishing around, it's big. So I'm gonna say at least twice Kache's height, maybe a little more, and wide enough that you guys could probably walk 4 abreast. Don't know if you could do all of you in one row, but at least 4. It's empty. Your lights flash off and flicker off the veins of element 0 in the walls, and Kache's banging echoes down the tunnel. Do you guys talk about anything as you walk? Nothing's jumping out at you. Nothing is changing yet.
I imagine the banging would be loud enough that if we did want to talk, we'd have to be quite loud about it, right?
Yes, or you'd have to hang back. Yes.
I will say it's not constant banging, so there will be gaps in between.
Moments so you can speak. I kind of just want to be doing the old, like as you're walking, kind of moving around so that I'm watching the sides and the back.
Charlie's Angels
Exactly.
posing.
Well, yeah, sorry. This is just descriptive.
No, I got you.
But yeah, I'm doing the rounds, so I'm kind of walking in diagonal, looking back behind us and everything, just in case
Checking
this,
your
like,
corners.
a horrifying monster comes up behind us as we're in this inescapable tunnel.
Have you drawn your weapon?
Yes.
Has anybody else drawn their weapons?
Yes. Gratch has the claymore.
Does Gratch ever not have a weapon drawn? I suppose when he's eating No, he probably still will.
Yeah, he's first. Stab it.
Gun
Eat
in
it.
one hand, meat in the other, yeah.
No, I had meat in 2 hands earlier.
Don't mistake your gun for your meat, okay?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, does anybody not have their weapon drawn?
Now, if everybody else has their weapon drawn, I will take out my locust and have it ready.
Can I roll a perception check to look for any molds or funguses that could be something that people imbibe?
Yes, you can. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that would be a 5.
As far as you can tell, there's just rocks. You don't see anything, but like the lights are and they glitter off the ezo, so it's kind of hard. It's a little bit kaleidoscopy in here. So it's kind of hard to tell. You guys continue for probably like about a kilometer, and so that's about 2/3 of a mile for the Americans in the room. You walk for about 15 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, and the tunnel starts to slope down and then up, and the going becomes a little harder. Just because you're going up, but as you continue upward, the gravity is getting a little bit less, and so it's easier to walk as well. You're approaching the edge of the asteroid, essentially. Those of you who breathe, there's less oxygen up here. We are reaching a point where the atmosphere barrier around Omega is getting thinner. Kache, you're fine. You have multiple redundant lungs. You're fine. Gratch, you're fine. Zin, you're starting to feel a little bit dry. Titoh, this probably actually feels quite nice. Actually, it's quite arid. Carver's probably feeling the worst, starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. Bean too, but to a little bit lesser extent. Humans, man, what can you do? You finally. You make a hard right turn, and the tunnel gets smaller. Kache, how big is your piece of metal?
Hey, yo. How big it?
It's big enough. No, it's. I assumed it's part of like a lean-to.
Some might say it's too big.
It's like part of a lean-to or a shelter. So I guess like a meter by a meter, kind of like a big square of corrugated is what I was thinking. So it's fairly big.
Okay, so as you guys you're coming into the tunnel's getting a little smaller. You can maybe go like 2 by 2, and then almost single file. It's getting a little smaller, and there's more rubble It's not as even. When you guys came in, it was quite a large tunnel, but this is less even. I would like you to make me a dexterity check, please.
17.
Okay. You just about catch the sheet of steel on a rock, but you miss it. It's a good thing, too, because it looks like that rock had quite a bit of ezo in it. And who knows what striking a spark down here would do if you might... Because it's... You guys have probably never seen this much raw ezo in one place, honestly. If you were miners, this place would be great. I would like you all to roll me another perception check as we continue to... Oh, yeah, go ahead, JD.
Why would children find it great?
It's coming.
Miners instead of...
Did I say something unintentionally funny?
Miners instead of minors, like minor young people instead of pickaxe. Never mind.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh, you have such a good, serious face that I thought you were literally asking. I'm like, did I say kit? What did I say?
In the words of the late, great Alan Rickman, miners, not minors.
15 on the perception check.
23.
22 with a natural 20.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice. Noise. 10.
5.
Oh, no.
23 for me.
Wow, you just had to one-up Hans.
That's fine. Hans still got the nat 20, and I will always honor a nat 20. So, Zin, you actually feel as though you've been shocked slightly. But everybody except Kache becomes aware as you come into these smaller tunnels that hum is definitely audible now. With it, there's a little bit of a resurgence of the discomfort that you initially felt, but Kache is still banging away on his war drum, so it doesn't bother you guys yet. But yeah, Zin, you in particular, you feel like you touched a sea urchin and got zapped.
This is a most unsettling feeling. It feels electric.
Oh, let me touch it.
It is in the air.
Gratch sticks his tongue out.
You taste ozone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a taste that Gratch would recognize, but it's sort of tingly. Tingly like the walls are sparkly. Everything here is sparkly.
Gratch's tongue is sparkly. What is this place?
Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy?
It feels like the time this one accidentally lubricated a light socket.
Pardon?
Gratch paid good money to see that.
Bean, what did you roll?
I have a 10.
Carver, you had a 23, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm DMing you something.
Was I supposed to roll at advantage again?
Oh, yeah, actually you should.
Okay.
I'm still gonna DM Carver something, but yes, you should roll at advantage because you have the subvocal.
Then it is a 21.
Okay, I'm gonna DM both of you something. I'm gonna do it on my phone, hang on.
Secrets.
Secrets.
I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering if we... Well, I say if. When we get into combat, if I can hammer this piece of corrugated sheeting into the ground to give us a waist-high cover. It's not exactly the deployable shield, but it's something.
I can tell this is going to be good based on the length of the text. Something's brewing.
No, she's still searching to find them.
No?
Kaya's just sending them memes at this point. There's no real information, just memes. Just...
I wonder if you could have an entire conversation only with memes.
I love you
like
guys.
no words, just memes. It'd be a good challenge.
Oh, sure you can.
A good challenge.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh, I hate that. Oh no. Okay.
Okay. It is up to Carver and Bean what they want to do with that.
Bean, I'll let you go first.
Don't leave us hanging.
I can hear it. I can hear it, and whatever it is, it's hungry. It's starving.
Is no one else hearing this?
This one feels something.
Whatever's creating this sound is a single thing, and it's hungry.
I don't know what it is, but I am hearing a voice in my head.
What's it saying?
We will consume you.
No, they won't. It's the Reaper. It's the Reaper. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. He's gonna stay dead this time.
Gratch starts trotting off forward.
Gratch, I don't...
Kache goes with him.
Don't worry. Gratch will save you.
Kache is going with him. Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I will follow after Gratch. This one thinks that is a bad idea, Gratch. Return!
Can I take out... Can I look at my Omni tool and see... Just... Vi, can you read... Are there any levels of, like, anything bad?
I would like you to roll me investigation, please. And then I would also like you to roll me a straight D20 luck check.
Okay. Investigation first. I have a 15.
Okay.
And then for my luck check, it's an 8.
Okay. You get several seconds of very high electromagnetic readings, and then your Omni tool shorts out and your light goes out.
Vi? Guys, I think that thing that they said was gonna happen is happening.
I don't quite know what the check is going to be for this, but is there any way to, like, perceive if it's kind of being channeled through the electric things that are on our bodies? Like, like, as in, you're wearing metal into a bathtub and there's an electric storm happening and now now you're dying. Like, I want to see if we need to remove our electronics to not die.
Roll me insight.
God damn it, the one time I wear armor.
Can I grab Gratch by the back of their armor?
That's up to Gratch.
And say, like, hold up just a second. Hearing...
Better make a strength check.
Yeah, I'm guessing it would be contested strength.
Let's go.
I'm hoping that
Fight.
that he won't notice and he'll just tread in the dirt and wonder why he's not moving forward as I'm holding on to him.
I'll strength check at disadvantage. Because the surprise.
If you would like.
I don't know.
Nat 20.
Hey!
I rolled a 4. 7 total.
What a waste of a nat 20.
What is up with that happening? Same thing happened with Bean and Carver. Nat 20 on the strength check.
Do I even notice?
Just Gratch is like just trotting along. Gonna get the Reaper.
Yeah, I just picture, Kache holding me up by the scruff of my armor and just walking. Reaper.
Does Gratch wear armor on his feet?
Need to look at the picture.
I don't think
Okay.
so in the picture, if I remember right.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no.
Okay, Titoh, what did you roll for your insight check?
My insight was 7.
Oh, you really don't know whether that would help. I mean, it seems like question mark. It might help. You really aren't sure.
Okay, but I've kind of deduced that something might be happening. So would it make sense to me to...
Something's happening. Oh, yeah, something's happening.
Well, yeah, but would it make sense, given that role, for me to say, get your electronics off?
I mean,
or
if that would... Sure, you have no
meta?
idea whether it will work. But it seems like a sensible, logical course of action.
Okay.
Yes, Chase.
So Gratch does wear armor on his feet.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Is it metal?
Yes, it's very metal.
Oh.
Okay. Kache, how high off the ground are you holding Gratch?
I wasn't like picking him up. I'm just holding him.
Okay.
Because the only purpose is to stop forward movement, because the others have kind of like held up, and now they're talking and doing stuff, and it's like, are we going? Are we staying? But I don't want us to get too far ahead. We're a bit ahead already, because, you know, Gratch was just storming off, and then Bean and Titoh are now in a conversation, so it's like, I'm guessing we've gotten like maybe 15 feet away at this point-ish. I mean, that's at your discretion, so I'm kind of like, just stopping us from getting any further separated from the party.
If I'm up off the ground, I don't notice and keep walking. If I'm still on the ground, then I definitely notice and will react differently.
In that case, let's say I picked you up off the ground, yeah, and it's
Okay. All right, oblivious. Just, I think we're still going.
It's like
Okay.
like half a foot off the ground, like barely.
Sure.
off.
Okay.
Yeah. The purpose is not to, because he'd notice a height change as well as my figure. So
I'm just loving the vision of Kache just nonchalantly, like, holding on to Gratch. He doesn't even notice. And, like, Kache is chatting to Titoh casually. Like, no effort involved.
Okay. Are you guys continuing any conversation?
Yeah, I'd like to say to Kache, hey, you know, this seems very electrical, and we're wearing a lot of conductive materials. Do you think it might be wise for us to remove as much as we can, as in Gratch's metal boots and all of our electronic devices?
I guess it ain't really my area, but I guess that'd make it safer for sure.
Who do I know if anyone else in the group has... I know that Bean has repair abilities, but isn't so great at hacking. Do I know if anyone else has any sort of, like, electrical understanding of how electronics work? Sorry.
Well, I believe Zin has mentioned that they were an engineer.
Yes! Zynamondan, do you think it is possible that our electronics might be conducting this energy through our bodies? Do you think it's possible we should play it safe and remove these?
I do have quite a high skill in repair. Would that be a helpful role?
If that's the knowledge base that you are using to consider this, then I would allow you to roll that. Sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Let's go Zin.
Can I use effort on those rolls?
Sure. Yeah, you can use effort on whatever rolls you want. You can use them anytime.
Okay. And will that let me re-roll it or roll with advantage?
So I've been playing this as in using an effort when I am not offering it to you will allow you to basically gain inspiration on the roll, and therefore you can use it to do pretty much whatever you want. You could choose to give yourself advantage. You could choose to add yourself a bonus of +2. You could choose to, re-rolling would essentially be giving yourself advantage. But yes.
Yeah, okay.
So you can decide how you want to play it.
Then I will give myself advantage. Let's see, so... it's even worse. Okay, so then that would be a total of 16.
That's pretty good.
It makes sense. In theory, the fewer conductive things you have on you, the less conductive you are. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
It seems like a sensible precaution. However, this one cannot expel this one's implants.
That is a problem. Well, I'm going to remove as much as I can.
Gratch, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
With double advantage?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh no.
Oh, 9? 9?
Your boot scrapes the ground. Just that the DC was 10.
Oh no!
Your boot scrapes the ground just one. Your big toe scrapes, and there's just there's a little bit of a spark, and this is full of raw ezo. And that's just enough that all of the static you've been feeling in the air, I would like all of you to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh my god.
Oh. I knew it!
7.
Oh! It's natty 20.
Okay, nice.
19.
Oh.
Okay.
Titoh is wisest.
Shay, you and me, we're so dirty.
Dirty.
So, Bean, did you get a nat 20 or? Okay, so I got a 7 for Gratch.
It's dirty, it's filthy, it's in the garbage, but we're digging it out.
Okay, a dirty 20 for Bean. I need Zin and Zin's an 11.
13.
Okay. Gratch, your mind is very, very suddenly full of static. It's like you've been it's the loudest sound you can imagine, and it's angry. And it blocks everything else out. Zin, it feels as though you've been tossed into rapids. The air around you is sparking and fizzling, and the sensations going through your mind and protoplasm are terrifying. Kache, suddenly you feel like you understand what everybody else was talking about. The sensation that runs through you is like the rumble underground of a really, really big thresher maw that is like about to come out of the ground at your feet. And you hear that screech in the back of your mind. And she's angry.
Do I need to roll to keep a hold of Gratch, or?
Yes, I would say that you do. Yeah.
Resolve,
yeah.
12.
You barely keep a hold of him. And I think it's mostly that you're suddenly shaken, and so you don't drop, you clench instead, I think is what happens there. Carver, there are so many voices now. And they are angry and scared, and they are coming for you, and they want you.
What the fuck?
Bean, as Kache has stopped hitting the steel, all of the noise and all of the emotions are coming back. You are still yourself. You are still in control of yourself. But you can now, the nausea twists a little in your gut, and it's like it's screaming, but now the screaming has words. We are coming, you are here, you are ours.
No.
And Titoh, you watch as arcs of electricity flicker through that you can see because you are used to seeing in the dark. And you see these extra bits of the spectrum. You see these arcs of electricity that shoot through the tunnel and envelop and go through your friends. And for some reason, they skip over you this time. And you think you hear whispers, but they don't have words yet. And I think we're going to end it there.
No, you can't.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
What a cliffhanger.
We're all gonna die!
So anybody want to go to like Afterlife?
Should let me throw my grenade.
You have been listening to I Should Roll, Ride of the Valkyrie, Episode 8, Motia's Folly, featuring the voices of Hans Cummings as Zynamondan, Grové as Titoh Raas, Chase Hutchison as Gratch, Hunter LaPaglia as Carver Fairbank, J.D. Kelly as Kache, Leah Ryan as Bean Gainian, and Kaya Renwick as everyone and everything else. Music and sound effects are used under Creative Commons or royalty-free licenses. For the extended credits, please see the show notes. And for more information, please visit ishouldroll.com. Find us everywhere on social media at I Should Roll, and don't forget to leave us a review. I Should Roll is an Intergalactic Improv Initiative production. This fan podcast is a transformative work and is not affiliated with Electronic Arts or BioWare. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day.
Corporal Carver Fairbank reporting in. I'd appreciate it if you were to rate our podcast so I can steel myself and make it through whatever situations my companions subject me to here. This place is a little different from Marvuna. Thanks ever so much.